So we're going to solve problems involving trigonometric functions and equations. The second problem would be the finance department of a car company conducted a survey of their weekly sales in the past years and came out with the following approximating function. S of t is equal to 12 cosine 2t minus 7 plus 20, where t should be greater than or equal to 0, where S of t represents weekly car sales in million pesos. At week t, where t is equal to 0 represents the start of the study. So the first problem is find the weekly sales of the it's not by this at the start of the study. So the weekly sales at the start of the study would be what we're looking for, where t is equal to 0. T is equal to 0 because it's the start of the study. So S of 0, or S of t, 12 cosine 2, t would become 0 minus 7 plus 20. So this would become 12 cosine 2 times 0, that's 0 minus 7 plus 20. And 12 cosine 0 minus 7 is negative 7 plus 20. Type this in the calculator, you're going to have your answer. So 12 cosine 12 cosine, why did I keep on typing that, plus 20, that's equal to 31.91, and this is in million, so 31.91 million. So that's at the start of the study, their sale is 31.91 million. So the next is find the projected maximum and minimum weekly sales of the company. So if you're going to take a look at the graph, because it's in cosine, so the graph would be like this. So there would comes a time where they're going to have the highest sale in this one, where the value of cosine is 1, and they're going to have the lowest sale and the highest sale again, lowest, highest, lowest, highest. So what we're going to do, so for us, the highest sale would be when the value of cosine is equal to 1. So the maximum, which is the highest also, the number of sales, is when S of t is equal to 12, and the cosine, we'll just copy it first so that it will be easily understandable. So ito siya, we know at the graph na the highest sale is positive 1, the lowest would be negative 1. When the value of cosine would be positive 1, lowest when the value of cosine is negative 1. So this change this to positive 1 plus 20. The minimum would be S of t is equal to 12, and the value of cosine would be negative 1 plus 20. This is the lowest sale, this is the highest sale. The highest sale would be 12 times 1, 12 plus 20, which is 32 million. That's the highest sale. So after this one, the lowest sale would be 12 times negative 1, that's negative 12 plus 20. This would be minus 8, so it's just in 8 million pesos. That's the lowest sale. So let us see if the company were able to reach its maximum weekly sales this week. When will be the next projected maximum sales and upcoming projected maximum sales be? So for that one, I think this should be minimum. So we're going to identify what's the next possible maximum sales and when will be the next minimum sales. So as we could see here and here, we have the highest sale. So after 2 pi, we're going to have, or after 1 period, we're going to have the next highest sale. So what we're going to do, the period for cosine, if you do remember, is 2 pi over b. So 2 pi over b, it's 2 pi over b. What is b? It's the number beside t, or the numerical coefficient of t, which is 2. So 2 pi divided by 2, that's pi, cancel, that's pi, which is equal to 3.14. So the time would be 3.14. For this is for the maximum. So after 3.14 weeks, we're going to have the maximum again, because the 32 million is the maximum. So after 3.14 week, we're going to have a sale of 32 million. So for us to know how many weeks will it be after to have the minimum, we're going to have it, diba? As you can see again, kanina, ang isang period, it's the highest. After half period, we're going to have the lowest. So after half period, we're going to have the lowest sale. So half of the period, so 1/2 of 2 pi over absolute value of b, which is 1/2 of, we solved this a while ago, that's 3.14. So after 1/2 of 3.14, which is 1.57 if I'm right, 3.14 divided by 2, that's 1.57. So after 1.57 week, we're going to have the lowest sale, which is 8 million. Sorry. Letter D, after the start of the study, when did the company experience a weekly sale of only 10 million for the first time? So only 10 million for the first time. So what we're going to do, it's given in here that the sale would be 10 million. 10 million, which is S of t is 10 because S of t is in million. So S of t, ibig sabihin in million na siya. So we're just going to write 10 as the value of S of t. So we're going to copy the formula first, is equal to 12 cosine 2t minus 7 plus 20 is, and this will become 10 is equal to 12 cosine 2t minus 7 plus 20. We're going to transpose positive 20, so it will become 10 minus 20. The positive will become negative 12 cosine 2t minus 7 minus, that's negative 10 is equal to 12 cosine 2t minus 7. Kailangan natin kunin ang 12. What are we going to do? Divide. So divide both sides by 12. So this will become negative 10 over 12 is equal to cosine 2t minus 7. So interchange this one so that it will be easier to understand. Is equal to negative 10 over 12. What we're going to do kapag nandito sa katabi ng cosine ang hinahanap, it's arcsine or the inverse. So cosine to the negative 1 of negative 10 over 12. So after that, dagdagan mo ng isang period. What's the period? It's 2k pi. That's the period 2k pi. Next is, i-transpose mo ito si 7. Palaging 2k pi ang idadagdag. So, transpose mo si 7 para si 2t na lang matira. Negative 1, negative 10 over 12. Ilagay mo si 7 dito. Positive 2k pi. Next, kailangan na si t na lang matira dito. So, divide both sides by 2. T is equal to, what we're going to do is this one. So, this is, we're going to solve for this. Itong negative cosine, arcsine pala, arc cosine, negative 10 over 12 plus 7. That's plus 7, divide by 2. Divide by 2, that's 76.72 plus 2k pi. 2k pi is 2 pi. 2 times pi divided by 2, that's pi, which is equal to 3.14k. So, for us to know it, how many weeks after, for us to solve the problem, how many weeks after, so we're going to type 76.72 divided by, 76.72 divided by 3.14. So our answer is 24.43. So we're just going to need this one, the number before the period, so 24. So what we're going to do is, yung 3.14, it times mo by 24. So K now would be 24. So let's change this to negative 3.14 times negative 24. It's equal to this one, 75.36. Plus mo tong 76.72. The answer is T is equal to 1.36. Itong 1.36, that's the number of weeks that you're going to have 10 million in sales. So after 1.36 week, you're going to have 10 million for as your sales. So that's how you're going to answer for problems involving trigonometric functions and equations.